everyone. I am Emily from Alamy, which is quite tricky to say, so I'll say it again. I am Emily from Alamy, and I am here to talk to you today about this. Move over, mean girls. Your content is saying truly terrible things about you behind your back. If you haven't seen Mean Girls, this could be a long 10 minutes. What is that woman on about? If you have seen Mean Girls, but you think this talk won't apply to you because your content is awesome, your content is award-winning, you work for a lifestyle brand, you're number one in your category, well then, well done you, little Miss Regina. I'm sorry that people are so jealous of me. I can't help it that I'm so popular. I'm here to tell you that you are not as popular as you think you are. So according to some sentiment analysis done on Twitter across the whole of 2021, Lego is the second most hated brand in the USA. That's Lego. And what has the state of Mississippi got against Chanel? And then in Holland, Xbox, not a global polluter, not a corrupt mining company, and yet the most hated brand in the Netherlands. We live in a mean and bitchy world, and no one is immune from the hate. If you work for a brand, you make content for a brand or on behalf of a brand, this is what the whole world thinks about you most of the time. Boo, you whore. And you may as well accept that. It's really, really difficult. It's actually also quite reasonable in many circumstances. Hyundai is the most hated brand in Italy. That's Hyundai. I'm sure it has absolutely nothing to do with their Instagram page, but we're going to have a look at some of their content anyway. So, let's start with this woman over here on the right. I mean, come on, who, what woman in the world takes a juicer to the woods with some artful jars of fresh fruit and nuts, plugs it into her electric car, and blitzes a vitamin booster on the go in among the pine needles? No one, no woman in the world has ever done this. I can just about get used to pumping up the paddleboard, I might buy that. But who doesn't already hate this beautiful smiling couple with their perfect paddleboard life? Beware of the plastics. They may be shiny, but they are hard and they are not real. And even when you're getting it right, you think you're getting it right, you can also be getting it really wrong. It's important to be real because consumers believe authenticity is important. So being real, being not plastic is a real challenge. This is Canadian trainer brand, a sneaker brand called Vessi. Now they're often cited on many, many different marketing blogs as killing it on social, and they do a pretty good job. They are not plastic. They are, however, very Martian. So you may not be able to see this up here. This is a recent Instagram post of theirs. It says, "Don't let the rain spoil your game." Anybody here have a special indoor carpet for golf when it rains? Any of the women in the audience? No? Funny that, I thought not. And we've got here a kind of norm-core couple in their 30s just chasing each other because they're having so much fun. And my absolute pet hate, okay, this is my worst, women who think umbrellas and cold rain is fucking hilarious. Anybody here? Batshit crazy umbrella women is actually a stock content genre all of its own. Who knew? Never mind Prozac, equal pay, just give her an umbrella. In fact, why not give her a rainbow umbrella? Oh my God, she'll be off her face with glee. Now, if you use this kind of cheesy, stocky trope content, you can look forward to lower conversions, lower relevance, and much, much meanness. Here is a woman looking vaguely normal with an umbrella. She's part of our collection at Alamy, our uncut collection, which is a set of images shot by real people all over the world of other real people doing real things. They're still, slightly over-enthusiastic about umbrellas, but we'll forgive them for that. You can find better content on Alamy. We've just launched a new search function, which means you can cut through the plastics and cut through the Martians. So, you can be authentic, you can work really hard to get the right content, but be careful you don't try too hard. A bit like with your hair, you can start to arouse suspicion. That's why her hair is so big. It's full of secrets. So you've made your beautiful, wonderful, unique, no-stop content in sight piece of content that you're putting out there. But what is it really saying about you, and is it arousing suspicion? So who do we think this is? Really beautiful imagery, really colourful, really authentic, really real. Okay, it's Shell, the oil company, because as we know, they're all about zebras. And then, who is this? Is it some beautiful ocean climate change company? No, this is an investment bank. Nice wig, JP Morgan. What is it made of? So it's important that you make yourselves authentic. As Mean Girls would say, this looks like a fake apology, and you can take your fake apology and shove it right up your hairy ... There's another line I like from Mean Girls, and this is probably my favorite ever Trump protester placard, which says, "He doesn't even go here." And it's not just about showing up with the wrong content, it's also about showing up in the wrong place with your content. And I'll give you an example. Fashion brands are always the absolute worst at this, in my view. Apologies if you work for a fashion brand. But this is Ralph Lauren on TikTok. Because don't all the kids on TikTok look like this? Aren't they all wearing this? I don't know about you, but my teenagers, they love a bit of beige tweed. And I've actually spared you the light jazz soundtrack. It doesn't go here. And only Dior would think it relevant to stream their full runway, live stream it on Twitch. It doesn't go here. Not everybody's getting it wrong. This is NatWest for Business. You wouldn't think they do particularly well on TikTok, but really relevant, authentic content, tapping into the right audience and actually doing really well. So you can have inauthentic content, you can be showing up in the wrong place, but the worst offense ever is being ugly. So apologies if you've worked on some of this, but here is some of the ugliest effing content that I have ever seen. So first up, Nescafe. What do we think that aesthetic was? Shit plants and brown things, in my view, was in that brainstorm. And then we've got budgeons. Orange and yellow food. Who came up with that one? And this is why it matters. It matters because it will be remembered. If you work in the visual content business, as I've done for many years, people always throw this statistic at you that 65% of people remember what they saw, but only 10% of people remember what they read. And I always hear it, so I've tracked it down, and it's quite relevant to this rather tortured theme, because it's a piece of research done in US high schools about how people learn and education theory. So good news for me, not very many of you will remember all the people I insulted with this speech, but it is bad news for budgeons. However, I don't really want to mock the afflicted. If you make cheap but genuinely ugly food, so be it. As the Mean Girls would say, it's not your fault you're so gap-toothed. If you are gap-toothed, embrace being gap-toothed. Designer Richard Turley described modern-day beauty as a clusterfuck of visual content, or a joyful assault of identity, and it's this which has allowed some brands to go from ugly to fugly, like the absolutely brilliant Crocs. A total clusterfuck of visual content, and my favorite US underwear brand, Parade. If you haven't come across them, check them out. This is their campaign at the moment, So they're campaigning for women's reproductive rights in the US, which is a very worthy cause, and talking about lingerie. So they've come up with "Don't fuck with us, don't fuck without us," which is total genius in my view. And as Lindsay would say, gruel, which is great meets cool. They also post their fair share of Lindsay Lohan memes, so what's not to love? That's it from me. If you've ever been personally victimised by crap visual stock content, raise your hand, and you can come and see us in the marquee at the back for the So Fetch alternative and get 70% off a content pack. That's it. Thank you very much.
I run a creative services business. We use a lot of stock. And how do you suggest that businesses like ours defend against clients who don't want to take risks?
Clients who don't want to take risks? It's really challenging, but I think you have to go back to relevance and you have to go back to representing the audiences that you're trying to attract. And nobody is appealed to by vanilla. They're just not, it's just not interesting, it doesn't cut through, and it's not very real. So for us, it's all about making sure that we source imagery that's shot by real people of real things and real experiences.
What's the best way to get the best out of your platform? You said you launched a new search function.
Yes.
Any tips for getting to that authentic, real?
I've got a team of people there who'd be happy to give you some tips, but essentially what we've done is split our creative collection into 4. So you can go for something really ultimately premium and beautiful, or you can go for something uncut, which means real, unedited, unfiltered, uncurated, just shot by everybody all over the world. Or you can go for something which is actually pretty stocky, cleared, model released. We've managed to cut down some of that noise and done some pre-selections for you.
And what's going on at your stand that everyone should come and see?
Well, I am hearing that we've got the best merch.
What merch have you got? Come on.
So we've got, obviously we can use lots of images, so we've got an advantage. So we have got some awesome laptop bags, and we've also got 70% off content just this week if you come and see us. So
amazing. Massive round of applause, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.